Hi team, in this video I am going to explain what is absolute option in DB2. So absolute option will come with the scroll cursor concept. So we are going to see what is absolute option in cursor concept and how we can implement them practically, how it is useful and where it is useful. So we are going to take this particular data for our demo. Okay, if you watched my previous videos or if you watch this video, so I'll be using this particular data for all cursor related series videos. So I will be creating multiple series videos. Some of them I am uploading in YouTube channel, some of them I am not uploading. But so wherever you see that, I'll be referring this data. Next, so let's understand what is absolute option. So team, using cursor we can fetch the data in a sequential manner from top to bottom with a non-scrollable cursor or simple cursor, but that is not the requirement all the cases always. Okay, that requirement may not be always. So if you want to retrieve a particular record, like if you want to retrieve 1004 record alone, okay, or I want to retrieve only 1008, how we can achieve it? So this we can achieve with the concept called scroll. Concept is scrollable cursor. So scrollable cursor, in that there is an option called absolute. Okay, using absolute we can retrieve nth row. So let's see the definition, then after we will see the demo. Absolute n means it is an integer value. It can be a positive or negative value. It can be a positive or negative value, or it can be a 0 also. So absolute, when you mention absolute, it fetches the nth row in the result table. So if you write absolute +2, it will fetch second row. If you write absolute +6, it will fetch the sixth row. It calculates nth row from the starting of the result table. So it will, by default, if you give positive, it will count from the starting. Okay, it will start from the starting. So let me give you a demo on the same. Already we saw that data. Now how we can fetch second record or fourth. I'll show you how to fetch fourth record. For that, so identification division I have written. Identification division is the mandatory division in any COBOL DB2 program, any COBOL program. And data division, so I declared SQL CA, I declared DCL gen. So this is the one for declaring the cursor. So while you are declaring the cursor, so we have to mention option called scroll. Then only absolute is going to work. So we have to mention the option called scroll. If you don't specify the scroll option, because it's a scrollable cursor, when you mention scrollable cursor, that means you are telling to the system, I can move the control from top to bottom anytime, anywhere. So it's a free move within the result table or result set. So scroll will allow us to move the cursor. Scroll space cursor. Now we declared a cursor with a scroll option. Next, we have to open the cursor. How we open the normal cursor? Same way, and we will close in the same manner, but the syntax will change in the fetch para. So I will open directly the fetch para. Now in the fetch para, execute SQL fetch absolute +1. So +1 is nothing but first record. I want to retrieve fifth row number 5. I will show you the data. What is the fifth row? Fifth row means Sachin. So I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So fifth row is not based on the employee numbers or name in the sequence serial number. So fifth row means Sachin. If I want to retrieve Sachin record, we have to write like this. Execute SQL fetch. If it is a simple SQL, if it is a simple fetch team, if it is a fetch means we write like this. Okay, so we don't write absolute, we don't write like this. Just we mention execute SQL fetch cursor into based on the cursor or control position, based on the cursor control position, it will retrieve the data. But this time what we are doing, we are writing absolute option. So in other videos I'll explain what else you can write instead of absolute. I'll explain them later in other videos. Absolute plus 5. Plus 5 means retrieve fifth row from the starting. So we are going to retrieve as per our data. We are going to retrieve the fifth row. Now the program is ready. Once the program is ready, I have to pre-compile, compile, link edit. So I will go to the JCL. I'm running program 1. Okay, I'm already written the JCLs because it's a short video I am creating. It's not a session. If it is a session, I would have explained in detail everything, and I would have written the program from the scratch in front of you. Access 0 and bind JCL. So program 1, I'm going to compile. Now I am going to do bind. So go to the run JCL, submit. Go to the spool. Now we can see the result. It should be fifth row, Sachin. 1005 Sachin. You want to see 1005 Sachin. The city is, address is UK, and the balance is something 50,000 dots. Okay, it is a we assume a decimal point. That is the reason it is printing like this. Now we will take another. I will give plus third record, which means that Deepika and India. Save. So I will do pre-compilation and I will do bulk, and I will do run. We have to ensure, okay, we should get maxes 0 during pre-compilation, compilation, and bind and run JSON. So we got zeros. For record, I guess we should get output Deepika. You can see 1003. So that's all about absolute option.